Hello, folks. It's Eamon McAuley here, Ardoyne boxing historian. I hadn't been well there. The cold there for a couple of weeks, a stinking cold. Turned your life upside down, but I've been well this last week. So today's subject is the top 10 heavyweights of all time, in my opinion. Uh, Number 10, Vladimir Klitz, Olympic gold medalist in 1996. His professional boxing record was 69 fights, 64 wins, and 5 losses. 53 fights were won by KO. He beat Chris Bird to win the WBO version of the world title. His first reign as champion ended in an upset knockout loss to Corey Sanders in 2003. The following year, Vladimir was knocked out again in a shocking upset to Lamont Brewster. He then hired Emmanuel Stewart as coach, and they began an 8-year partnership that lasted until Stewart's death in 2012. From 2004 to 2015, Vladimir and his brother Vitaly dominated heavyweight boxing, typically known as the Klitschko era. Vladimir again beat Chris Bird to win the IBF title. He was also awarded the Ring Magazine belt when he beat David Haye to win the WBA version in 2011. After defeating Alexander Povetkin in 2013 and up until his loss to Tyson Fury in November 2015, Vladimir was recognised as a lineal champion. Klitschko held the WBA, IBF and WBO version, often unifying them during his reign. Dr. Steelhammer defended the WBO title 19 times and the IBF title 18 times. Vladimir was the better boxer of the two Klitschko brothers, but Vitaly had the better chin, never having been put down on the canvas. Vladimir was also involved in politics and was twice the mayor of the Ukraine. Number 9, Vitaly Klitschko, the oldest of the two Klitschko brothers. He lost only twice in 47 fights. Both losses were injury losses, when Vitaly was ahead in points. He pulled out against Chris Bird with a torn rotator cuff while way ahead in points. And he pulled out against his wishes with horrific cuts against Lennox Lewis after 6 completed rounds, while he was up by 2 points in all the cards. Dr. Iron Fist Vitaly won his last 13 fights after the Lewis loss. He beat Herbie Hayde, Corey Sanders, Samuel Peter and Shannon Briggs. During his second reign as WBC champion, Vitaly defended his title 9 times. Vitaly Klitschko is also involved in politics these days and was the Lord Mayor of Kiev, and he was also re-elected in 2015. Vitaly retired from boxing aged 42 while still WBC champion. Number 8, Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis had a very successful boxing career. Olympic gold medalist in 1988, he turned pro and retired with a record of 44 fights, 41 wins, 2 losses and a draw. The 2 knockout losses were later avenged by knockout, and the draw against Evander Holyfield was avenged also. He beat the best around and avoided no one. He badly wanted to fight Riddick Bowe, but it didn't happen. Of course, Lennox stopped Riddick Bowe in 2 rounds in the Olympic final. Lennox struggled in his last fight against Vladimir Klitz, winning when Vladimir was stopped with a horrific cut above and below his eye. Lewis was caught and hurt a few times in the fight, but he showed great heart and a good chin as he took some of Vladimirs best punches. Lewis seemed to win the last round, round 6, before the fight was stopped. Lewis won 32 fights by KO. Number 7. George Foreman. Olympic gold medalist. Like Mike Tyson, George Foreman blasted his way to the heavyweight title, destroying everything in his path. Joe Frazier hit the canvas 6 times and losing his title to Foreman. George then demolished Ken Norton in 2 rounds to set up a fight with Muhammad Ali. No one expected Ali to win, as Frazier and Norton had both beat Ali but were destroyed by Foreman. In Kinshasa's Zaire, Muhammad Ali pulled off a huge upset after knocking Foreman out in the 8th round. Foreman lost to Jimmy Young and retired in 1977. Foreman became a preacher. The old George Foreman was gone. The new George Foreman, smiling and spreading the word of God, had begun his new life. 10 years later, George returned to boxing at the age of 38. He took his time though, and after knocking out Jerry Cooney, Foreman boxed Evander Holyfield for the world heavyweight title, losing in points over 12 rounds after putting on a magnificent show, making Evander work very hard for his victory. George would lose again to Tommy Morrison for the WBO version of the heavyweight crown. The Michael Moore, who unified the titles, give Foreman a shot at the heavyweight title, with everyone thinking this would be Foreman's last fight. 20 years after losing his title to Ali, Foreman regained the crown, knocking Moore out in 10 rounds, while well behind in points. It was the most incredible comeback in boxing history. The greatest feat in boxing history. Foreman defended his crown 3 times before losing a bad verdict against Shannon Briggs and retired for good in 1987. Number 6. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was the most ferocious boxer I ever seen. His speed, power and head movement were fantastic, terrific, and I copied some of his moves. On his way to the heavyweight title and his world title defences, he was incredible. He was totally in love with boxing then, and that joy was evident in his early performances, right up to when, before he lost his title to Buster Douglas in 1990. He then fell out of love with boxing. His desire had gone, and something very similar happened to me, so I can seriously relate to him. In 1988-1989, we had seen the best of Mike Tyson, and he could never get that desire back. Neither could I. Teddy Atlas, one of Tyson's first coaches, came to our gym in Belfast in 1986 when Barry McGuigan defended his title in Dublin against Danielo Cabrera. I was in the Eastwood camp then. So for maybe 3 or 4 weeks, Teddy Atlas was at the gym nearly every day, and I listened intently to what he had to say. Number 5, greatest heavyweight of all time, in my opinion, is Larry Holmes. Larry made 20 defences of his heavyweight title, taking on all comers, young and old. Larry had a great jab and could take a good punch, only getting beat inside the distance by Mike Tyson when he came back after being out of the ring for 2 years. Larry boxed until he was 52 and retired with a 69-6 record with 44 KOs. Number 4, Jack Johnson, the Galveston Giant. Johnson's legacy extends far beyond his achievements in the ring. He boldly challenged white supremacy through his exceptional boxing skills and unconventional lifestyle. The son of a former slave, he did not submit to the white man's rules and regulations. Johnson went with and married white women, which was against the law then. He laughed in the face of his white title challengers as he beat them badly. He laughed in the face of authority and lived his life the way he wanted to, ignoring white America. He was sublime in the ring and had cat-like reflexes. Number 3, Rocky Marciano, 49-0 with 43 knockouts. Made 6 title defences. He only lost 1 fight as an amateur, and that was against Coley Wallace, who was an actor and a pro boxer. Wallace played the role of Joe Lewis in the film The Joe Lewis Story. Rocky got a close, questionable decision against Roland Estarza early in his career. Estarza went into the fight 37-0 and was a very successful amateur also. But Marciano won a split decision. Estarza felt that he was robbed. In 1953, Rocky and Estarza boxed again, this time for the World Heavyweight title. Estarza boxed well in the first 6 rounds, but started to wilt under Marciano's constant pressure. Rocky knocked Estarza through the ropes, and the referee Ruby Goldstein stopped the fight in the 11th round. Estarza said afterwards that the improvement in Marciano was phenomenal from the first fight. Number 2, Joe Lewis, first black heavyweight champion since Jack Johnson. He was champion for 12 years, making 25 title defences. That says it all. Joe Lewis was some puncher. Number 1, Muhammad Ali, 20 title defences and 2 reigns. He was banned from boxing for 3.5 years because he refused induction into the US Army to fight in Vietnam because of his religious beliefs. Ali beat Foreman 6.5 years after they took his title away. Quality of opposition puts Ali ahead of Joe Lewis and number 1 heavyweight ever, in my opinion. Yes, folks, thanks very much for listening to me. I done a wee podcast there a wee while ago and named my top 5 favourite boxers, but I always wanted to come back to it. From 6 to 10, if I remember, number 1 was Harry Greb, number 2 was Larry Holmes, number 3 was Dwight Braxton Cowie, number 4 was Salvador Sanchez, number 5 was Alexis Arguello. So, number 6, in my opinion, would be Juan Miguel Marquez. Big fan, what a sharp puncher, what an accurate puncher. His uppercuts were phenomenal. Great fighter, avoided nobody. What a record. What an era. Him, Marquez, Pacquiao, Barrera, Morales. The Fabulous Four. And they were a better Fabulous Four than Hearns, Hagler, Leonard and Duran, in my opinion. Uh, Also, there would be Muhammad Ali and Barry McGuigan would be from 6 to 10. Who else? Who else? Oh my goodness. Uh, two more. Two more. Who would they be? Oh my goodness. Uh, hmm. Mike Tyson, maybe. Uh, Henry Armstrong. Oh my God. I'll get back to you on that. Anyway, thanks very much for listening to me today. Have a lovely day. Have a blessed day. Take care and God bless. And I'll be back soon, hopefully, in better health with another podcast. Bye.